I'm going to talk to you today about who I am and how I got to be where I am. I'm going to use one of my favorite TV shows to show you a little bit of insight as to who I am. And I'm also going to let you in on a little known fact about myself and as it relates to one of my self-esteem issues. So my name is Carla Christie. I am a registered nurse who graduated 11 years ago from Ivy Tech, and I intended on going back to school after I graduated to get my bachelor's about a year or so after I graduated. Although it's taken a little longer than intended, I'm on my way. I work in community outreach at Floyd Memorial Hospital. I'm the community outreach person that goes out into the community and puts on events for different educational offerings. And in that, I have developed relationships through IUS over the years. And so when I decided to go back to school, it really was a no-brainer. I was going to go back to IUS. So the TV show Friends, I have always been drawn to this show because after working all day, I want to come home and watch something that makes me laugh. And this TV show has always done that for me. And there are several characters in this TV show that I can relate to. And I think that will give you a little insight as to who I am. The first character is Monica. Monica is a outgoing person who loves to have people over at her house, friends and family. She wants to cook for them. You would never suspect Monica to be an introvert, something that I have strived my life to hide. Yes, I am an introverted person pretending to be an extrovert, but I do love having people over at my house and cooking for them and entertaining for them. So I've always felt like I could relate to Monica. The next character I can relate to is Ross. Ross's character on this show, he is portrayed to be a trustworthy, loyal, and reliable person. These are words I would use to describe myself, and hopefully my friends and family would agree. The last character on this show that I can relate to is Rachel. Rachel is a bit mouthy and a little naive. And to clarify, when I use the word naive to describe myself, that is in regards to believing the best in somebody. I believe that everyone should get a second chance. And I've also been told I can be a bit mouthy. But I think the being mouthy will only help me with my speaking abilities in this course. I do believe that I have, when I need to be, I can be cautious, but still believing the best in people. The last character on this show that I cannot relate to, but I'm going to discuss, is Phoebe. Phoebe has always been a puzzle to me. Phoebe is carefree, fun-loving. She goes from one job to the next to no job. I, on the other hand, would consider myself conservative, deep-seated, rooted, and somewhat impermeable when it comes to my position at work. I have to know that I have a future and that I can provide for that future. I am going to talk to you next about a little known fact about myself and one of my self-esteem issues. I was in a car accident 17 years ago, causing me to break my femur bone, and I endured a very large scar from that femur fracture. And I was told I would never walk again, or that there was a pretty good chance I wouldn't. So I do, after some intense therapy, I am able to walk, but I do have a bit of a limp. And that limp has always caused me to have fear with my speaking engagements. I do go out and do speaking engagements with my current position through the hospital at times. And again, knowing that I have that limp has caused some fears related to that. I think that these issues exist because we live in a society that is judgmental and vain. But I am looking forward to gaining knowledge from this public speaking course, and so that I'm able to refocus my thoughts on the audience and what they are going to get out of my speech, and off of my very large scar and off of my limp. So in conclusion, that is me, and I look forward to gaining more knowledge related to public speaking.